And President William Ruto says his government has committed 1 billion shillings for the construction of 3,500 classrooms in Nairobi County. According to the president, many schools within the city are facing a serious infrastructure crisis which has left many learners with no option other than to stay at home. The president says the government has increased the budget for the school feeding program from 1.5 billion shillings to 5 billion shillings, targeting over 4.5 million learners as part of an ambitious plan to steer reforms in the education sector and ensure access to quality education by all learners in Kenya. Safin Acheng Oma reports.
Nairobi's explosive growth has remained a source of concern, with one of the concomitant challenges being the influx of learners who have to scramble for the few facilities available to quench their thirst for education, a crisis that President William Ruto highlighted during his meeting with education stakeholders at the Kenya Institute of Special Education in Kasarani, Nairobi.
I used to have close to 130 schools. Now you have, and that is for one constituency. Now you have in Nairobi 200 schools for 17 constituencies with 4.5 million people. There is something fundamentally wrong in the city of Nairobi.
The head of state committing that the government will invest an initial 1 billion shillings for the construction of 3,500 classrooms in Nairobi to ease the congestion of learners.
In the supplementary that I am sending to Parliament this week, probably tomorrow or Monday, I have committed 1 billion shillings for Nairobi County as part of my commitment to start the building of the 3,500 classrooms that I undertook that the national government is going to build.
I'm glad that you've offered us 5,000 classrooms. You're doing 3,500, I'm doing 1,500, and that partnership is what we need.
President Ruto also announcing that the government has increased the budgetary allocation for the school feeding program to 5.5 billion shillings to keep more learners in school.
It is very important that our children don't lose the chance to go to school because there is a gap of a meal. It is the reason why we are improving our budget. I want to thank members of Parliament. When I made the proposal to increase the budget on school feeding from about 1.5 billion to 5.5 billion, Parliament approved.
Enrollment has gone up 150%. As it is, we're feeding 88,000 children every day. The rest of the 5 kitchens are done. In January, I am worried. Instead of 250,000 children, Waziri, we're going to have around 350,000.
The head of state also expressed optimism with the recommendations of the Presidential Working Party on education reforms, which he said will be pivotal in improving access, equity and quality in the delivery of education to children. Ruto was speaking during the flagging off of 203 vehicles meant to be used by education officials across the 47 counties in the management of the sector. The head of state also commissioned the National Psycho-Educational Assessment and Research Center.
The building that you have commissioned today, the total cost of it all these buildings, the new block, was 704 million.
This facility is also a milestone for the parents children with special needs because it helps them to realize that their kids have potential.
Safin Acheng Oma, Citizen.